are at an inflection point for board diversity. This is the moment. So how can we as corporate directors push forward to change the face of the boardroom? And how can we reach back to drive change in our companies and beyond? The 2019 WCD Thought Leadership Commission report, Diversity in the Boardroom, Pushing Forward and Reaching Back, provides practical recommendations based on the wisdom and experience of a highly diverse group of commissioners, including WCD members, other directors, and governance professionals around the globe.
The boardroom need for diversity of thought, of background, and experience couldn't be more pressing in this era of change and disruption. Whether driven by institutional investors, required by regulation, expected by customers and employees, or simply a matter of good business practice, a strategic, intentional approach to board diversity is increasingly important. Drawing on the deep body of research and the rich insights of our global group of commissioners, we identified 4 ways that directors and boards can drive thoughtful change.
When I had an opinion that was different, it was the atmosphere of the whole board made me very uncomfortable.
That's a view of one of our commissioners who joined a corporate board as its first woman a few years ago. But as more women join boards and more boards have multiple women and expand their view of diversity, new, diverse directors are more able to hit the ground running. And while quotas have had impact in many countries on increasing board diversity, recently, institutional investors have stepped up their pressure on boards, and governance committee chairs in particular, to consider more diverse candidates.
In today's global and rapidly changing world, where we see shifting demographics in the workplace and in the marketplace, it's hard to conceive that a non-diverse workforce can serve the best interests of a company and its shareholders.
It may be useful to start with a boardroom discussion of why diversity matters. For example, in a 2015 report, McKinsey observed that companies with greater gender and ethnic diversity in their management teams and boards saw relative outperformance. So consider the attributes that McKinsey identifies as being most impacted by diverse leadership: talent recruitment, customer orientation, employee satisfaction, and decision-making and innovation. If the question is academic certainty, we do know that the results are mixed. But then again, they're mixed for boards that are all male as well. In assessing the impact that diversity may have on your companies, consider how demographics link to strategy. For example, 70 to 80% of all consumer purchase decisions are made by women. Hispanics constitute nearly 20% of the U.S. population and are continuing to grow. And Chinese consumers and companies are increasingly influential in the global marketplace. So reviewing the research is a good start to level set, but it's not enough. Your companies and boards should consider establishing your own goals for board composition and diversity. What are the needs of the company and of the expectations of key stakeholders? Consider both the countries in which you operate as well as the broader environment. How does that inform your board matrix? What new skill sets are needed to enhance the board's strategic insights? Are there people of different gender, race, ethnicity, and sexual orientation? What about diversity of age and board tenure? International experience? Are there too many risk takers or too few?
If you search for talent everywhere, you're going to end up with better talent.
Next, what are the challenges to building diverse boards? What tools are boards using to accelerate progress? Directors are acting with intentionality. looking for diversity in their candidate slates, and examining their board search descriptions to root out unconscious bias. For example, not every candidate needs to have CEO experience. Reach out to expand your own network as well as the collective network of your board.
That a diverse board challenge itself constantly. So not only challenge the executives, but also challenge themselves.
Diversity works if you have the right chair.
When a board is diverse and the dynamic is right, the benefit can be palpable. How does the board maximize the value of different perspectives in the boardroom? Inclusivity is the key, and leadership can make the difference. And in today's world, transparency is also expected. How will management take a legal compliance document like the proxy and turn it into a communication tool that really tells the board's story?
I think whatever you don't set out as a plan and you don't measure in any way never gets done.
We know that board diversity does not always go hand in hand with diverse organizations. So how can the board set the tone, incentivize, encourage, and challenge management to move the needle on diversity and inclusion? And how can individual directors leverage their positions and visibility to drive change?
Our Thought Leadership Commission report, produced in partnership with KPMG, offers a global perspective on how boards can harness diverse backgrounds, points of view, and experience to advance discussions that benefit strategy and operations, talent, and customer insights. We hope that this report will inspire action and reflection at WCD institutes, chapter meetings, in your community, and in individual boardrooms all around the world.